Hi guys, welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. For those of you who are new here, my name is Brenda and welcome. And if you like beautiful home decor on a budget as well as holiday decor, thrift flips, gift ideas, and an occasional haul, then what are you waiting for? This is your channel, so hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell and give me that thumbs up. That really helps my channel grow. And for those of you returning, welcome back and so happy to have you here. And with all that being said, let's get to crafting. Okay, here is DIY number 1. So with this, I made this little sign off of my Cricut, and then I used one of these bags that I got from Dollar Tree as well as the sign from Dollar Tree. And I start off by using my little Cricut spatula to take that little frame off the sign. I used one of these signs once before, and that frame is very flimsy. It's like made out of cardboard, so it rips really easy. So when you're taking it off, you want to be real gentle, and that's why I decided to use this little spatula, because that really helped break off the glue from that paper. And so once I got this off, it does rip off some of the paper on that sign, so I do use a little sandpaper to smooth out where those rips were. Then once I got that all completed, I took my Waverly chalk paint in the color ink, and I am just painting the sides and the front with that ink. Now, I don't know what happened to my video for the next steps. I lost it. So basically what I did is I took that printout from my Cricut and I put it onto one of those bags. I do paint this frame as well so the colors match. Anyway, so then after I got that decal on my bag, I trimmed it out and hot glued it to the sign, and then hot glued that frame over it. And then once I got that all together, I take my FolkArt white wax, and I'm going to do a little dry brushing onto the picture frame, but as you can see there, it's not a little, it's a lot. So I thought, well, maybe if I use a baby wipe to wipe it off, it will look a little better, but I felt like it was still too much. So I went in with some more of that black and just covered it up, and then once that was dry, I used some of that wax to do a little more dry brushing. So that's the one nice thing about distressing, is if you mess up, you can just add some of that original color and fix it. So then once I was done with that, I took my Waverly chalk paint in the color Lagoon, and I am painting these stickers. And once I got all of them painted, then I'm going to tear the sheets off, and I think the one sheet was perfect size. I can't remember if I had to cut off one flower, but they pretty much fit right on there. And then for the top and bottom, I just trimmed those two sides. And once I was done with that, I took some of that buffalo check ribbon I got from the Dollar Tree, and I made a little bow. And then this flower I got this spring at the Dollar Tree, and I hot glued it into the middle of that bow, and then I dovetailed the tails of those bows. And then I used some of my plaster chalk paint to just kind of do a little dry brushing along those little stickers. And then I got this little candlestick at our local thrift store. It was 99 cents, but it was 50% off of that. So I got it for 49 cents. And I just thought it was so cute because it was so little. So I took some of that black chalk paint, and I'm just painting the whole thing black. And once that was dry, I did a little distressing with my Waverly chalk paint and plaster so that it would match the sign. And yeah. And then once I was done with that, once it was all dry, I used my E6000 and my hot glue, and I just attached the picture to the little candlestick. And there you go. I just love it. I love the colors. I love the bag. When I first saw it, it's on my first and only Dollar Tree haul. I talked about how I kept going back because I loved that bag, and I finally decided to get it. And this is what I came up with to use it for. Then I decided it needed a little friend to go with it. So I decided to create this little flower box. And I took this sign I got from our grocery store that was on clearance, but you can use any square sign that you have. And I took these flowers, oh my gosh, from Sola wood flowers. And they're really cute. If you've never tried them before, I'll put a link in my description box. They're just amazing. They're beautiful flowers. But I started off by painting this picture with my Waverly chalk paint in the color ink, and I'm painting the front, the sides, and I do end up painting that bunny picture as well because I didn't want you to be able to see any of that bunny when we hot glue the flowers in there. Now, guys, I just want to thank all of you guys. I finally reached my 1,000 subscribers about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and I just want to give a great big shout out to all of you. Thank you so much. And because of that, I want to do a giveaway, but I am really close to reaching my 4,000 view hours. And once I reach that, I can get monetized, which means I get paid. And so I'm just went over 3,000 this morning. So when I hit my 4,000 view hours, I want to do a giveaway. And I'm thinking about giving away some hard to find Dollar Tree items as well as maybe a gift card. So let me know in the comment box what you think, if you like that idea, and we'll see what happens. So I'm just here hot gluing these flowers in, and I just put one blue one in the middle, and then I hot glue white all around it. And the other thing that I can now do that I have since I have 1,000 subscribers is a live event where I can go on live and we can chat. You can ask questions or whatever. If you're interested in something like that, let me know in the comment box below too, and maybe we'll set something like that up. Once I had those flowers hot glued, I used my Lagoon paint, and I'm just painting that blue flower. It was a little too light and I wanted it to match the stickers here. So here I just take those stickers that I had painted on the last project, and I am trimming them down to size to fit all around that box. And you might want to use a little hot glue. I didn't, but this morning when I went to go move it, it was kind of coming off a little bit. So you might want to just put a little dabs of hot glue underneath it to keep it fully secure. And then once I was done doing that, I took my plaster chalk paint and I just do a little dry brushing all around those stickers, and that is really all it is. It's easy peasy and I love it. I think it's so pretty. I love those colors together, and it's going to match my sign really well. So let me know what you think in the description box or comment box. This next DIY, I created this little crate, and I used some standard size paint sticks and some regular craft sticks. The craft sticks I got from Dollar Tree. Paint sticks I actually ordered them on Amazon. So I started off by cutting off the handle. Now all of these are not really the same exact size. So once I had one cut, I just used that to, actually I did it after the second one. I realized they're not the same size. So I use one of those as my little pattern for the rest to make sure I cut the right size. So I cut, I think it was 3, 6, 9 of those. And then I cut 6 of them that were smaller for the sides. Then I laid my craft sticks down against the lines on my mat there, and then I marking where I am going to trim those craft sticks. And once I get those all trimmed, I will lay them out again, and I lay them against those lines so that I make sure that they're straight and even. And then I will lay the paint sticks on top of them, doing the same thing, matching up the lines on my cutting mat so that way everything is straight and even. And then once I get them all laid out, I flip one over and I mark where the craft sticks are underneath it with a pencil so I know right where I want to put my glue. Now, if you do this, you might want to lay those down on the bottom and put the glue sticks on top, the craft sticks on top, because the way I'm doing this, and as you see, I put wood glue on the ends and hot glue in the middle, but as I'm doing this, I wasn't really wiping the glue off because it's kind of hard to get to it. And once I got all the crafts or all this stir sticks onto the craft sticks, you see, it stuck to my mat. So I had to use my little spatula there to try to get it off. And it took a little bit of working with it to get it off. It was really stuck on there. So if you're going to do it this way, make sure you're wiping off any excess glue because I left a mess on my mat there. So once that I got it all done and cleaned up, I took one of those stir sticks and I am adding a little hot glue on the ends and wood glue just right towards the bottom where it meets the other paint stir stick. And then being careful not to have glue on my mat, I made sure they're put together. And then I did the same thing on the side, but I only used one dab of hot glue. So because it just had the one bit of hot glue in the middle, it was still a little flimsy. So I just took some painter's tape and taped all around to keep them in place. Then I took some of the tumbling tower blocks and I put some hot glue on the bottom and some wood glue on the inside and side part of those, and I went all the way around the four sides, adding one to each side. Then once I got those all hot glued, I grabbed some more tumbling tower blocks and hot glued the bottoms, hot glued it to the top, if that makes sense. I think you know what I mean. Then I do the same thing with the rest of the paint sticks. I go all the way around making 3 rows, and I did put some painter's tape all around to hold them all in place, and I left it overnight. So then the next morning I just come in and take off all of the tape and I start painting it with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Truffle. And I paint the inside, the outside, the top, the bottom, everything. And once that was done, I took some of these half beads and I am giving them a coat of that black ink chalk paint. And I think I end up doing 12 through 6 on each side. And then I take my faux leather ribbon from Dollar Tree and I am cutting that to fit. I hot glue that right on. I put some hot glue on each slat and on the bottom, and on the top I put a little hot glue on the edge, and then I tucked in the end between the tumbling block and the paint stick. There was a little gap so it fit in there perfectly. And then I'm just hot gluing a bead on each slot there going down, so we have 3 on each side, and I do that on both sides, as you can see there. And then I took this sign here that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to use one of those glue dots, the little puffy stickers, and attach it to that crate. And the reason why I use that is because I'm going to use this crate, I think, for my dad's Father's Day gifts. So I wanted to be able to take that off. I didn't want it to be permanent. And then I fill it with some of this eucalyptus. Now, I absolutely love the way this crate turned out. I think it's really cute. I might have to make me another one, or maybe make another one for my dad. But I just really love it. I think it's really cute. You can put flowers in it. You can do, plants in it. You can put just about anything. You could even dress it up and, I don't know, put your makeup in it. So it's just very versatile. Okay, so this wreath is next, and I love this. I saw this on Pinterest and I knew I wanted to make this. So I took one of those, I think it was 18-inch wire wreath forms from Dollar Tree and that Bonnie craft cord from Hobby Lobby, and it fuses together. So I just used my lighter to melt it into each other. And then I just start using the cord, and all you do for this is you weave the cord in and out of each bar. So you go over one bar and then under one bar and then over one bar. And then you just weave it in and out the whole way, all the way through. And I do make this part a little long for you guys to see it so that you can kind of see what I'm doing. Now, the lady that did this on Pinterest, she actually spray painted the wreath form white so that you know, she said you probably won't see it, but just in case. And I would recommend doing it. We had bad weather, so I couldn't go out and spray paint. But I did squish this together, which is what you're supposed to do. And I don't see any of the black, but if you want to be safe and don't want to worry about it being real tight, you could spray paint the wreath form white so that you don't have the black in the background. And so once you're weaving, you just want to make sure you're keeping that cord just kind of straight because it wants to twist on you. So you just want to straighten it here and there. And this is really not hard. It's just a little time consuming. And honestly, I actually kind of liked it. It's kind of like braiding where you just kind of sit there and do it. So, you know, put on a good movie or, you know, a really good crafting channel called Rustic and Lace DIY. Helped me get to my 4,000 views, or my 4,000 watch hours, I mean. So yeah, you could do that. Anyway, so you're just gonna weave in and out until you fill it up. And I push them together. When I get done with each row, I just kind of make sure that it's being pushed together. That's why my hand is kind of there holding the cord together and just making sure that it stays tight because I didn't want to have any of that black show. And then here I got to the end of my cords and was adding a new one. So I'm just melting the two ends together with my lighter. Now you just have to be careful you don't burn yourself. But once it starts melting, it's pretty easy to push into each other and then it just sticks. And then that's what it looks like finished. So once it was finished, I got these flowers from Walmart, and I'll tell you, I thought they were just beautiful. They're so amazing. And I knew I wanted to use these on the wreath. I just thought it would be so pretty. So I'm just sticking the stems in between those seams, I guess you'd say, in stitches or whatever, because I wanted to be able to change this out for the seasons. So instead of hot gluing them, I just stuck the stems through, and then I'm just twisting them up over the edge of the wreath where the flowers and the leaf are covering it. And then I did make a bow. I'm sorry I don't have the footage of that. I just made a little bow, wrapped some twine around it, and added those little buttons. And then here I'm using that same ribbon that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm using some twine, and I'm just pushing the twine in underneath that bow and through those stitches, I guess you could call it. And then I will just tie a knot in the back, and then that way if I want to change it out for the seasons, I can just clip off the little knots and pull them out and add something different. And then once I get done with the knots, I just trim it, and then I dovetail the ends of the ribbon, and then I am done with that DIY. And I absolutely love the way this came out. I just think it's so simple but yet so pretty. And yeah, there it is. So if you like this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, I would love it if you join this little family. Subscribe and hit that notification bell and hit all so that you're notified when I upload videos. I will be uploading some extra videos this month for some other things that I'm participating in, but normally I upload on Wednesdays. So with all that, I hope you guys have a great week. If you're having hot weather like us, stay cool, and I hope you enjoy it because it won't be long and fall will be here. Ugh. I already see fall stuff out. I can't believe it. But anyways, hope you guys have a wonderful week. And don't forget to mention in my comments if you like the live event or if you'd like to see a raffle. I'd love to show you guys my appreciation by doing a raffle for you. So with all that being said, hope you guys have a blessed week, and we will talk to you next week. Bye-bye.